Welcome to Occasionally Posh, where we enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. I'm your girl, Chastity.
And I'm Sunshine. Welcome to another episode. Thanks to everyone who's been tuning in. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment, share, and everything in between. All right. So we always start with a foreplay. So Chastity B, you up?
Okay, so would you rather live the rest of your life with the eyelash stuck in your eye or your hair smelling like spaghetti?
What?
I just made this up, kind of, sort of.
What kind of daggone? Okay, I guess my hair smell like spaghetti. It will smell weird, but at least it won't be uncomfortable. I wear contacts. I can't have nothing in my eye.
Right. This is true. Because I had pollen stuck in my eye the other night. And I felt like I was dying.
I was outside today for work and pollen was ridiculous. You hear me? Ridiculous.
I'm sick of pollen. I'm sick of pollen.
How we gonna make it through COVID and pollen take us out?
Right. I was like, this pollen is new. This ain't the same pollen we used to have when I used to be outside running around screaming. No. Right. Shit trying to kill me. Yeah, but if I had to choose one, it would be my hair smell like spaghetti because I can't stand for anything to be stuck in my eye, especially with the contacts.
Yeah, me neither. I can't. Sometimes the contacts even get uncomfortable, honey, and I've been wearing them forever. So yeah, I can't do that. Yeah. Right. So would you rather have it all or know it all? See, I got to come for the mental. You know, I got to come for the mental. Have it all or know it all?
Know it all. Because why? Maybe if I knew it all, I would know that I don't have to have everything.
Right. That's real. That's real. It's kind of hard. No, I feel like I know a lot already and it can become overwhelming. Because sometimes I be looking at people like, really? But people who have it all ain't always happy. So I guess
this is true. Right. This is very true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
Right. But let's get on into our topic segment. And first, we had, we're going to start with the sadness first so we can go ahead and get it over with. But of course, everybody knows DMX is currently in the hospital. He is in a coma, correct? And he's on life support. So they're saying that he overdosed?
That's what I saw initially. But I'm not sure if that's what necessarily happened. But that's what I initially saw. I haven't really read the stories because I can't handle it.
Right. Well, the article that I read earlier said that he suffered a heart attack in his home. But a lot of people on social media were saying it came from drugs, which I think we all know that he, participates in it, extracurriculars. But yeah, I think I hate that he's got to this point where he's in the hospital on life support, though. I think the last thing I had read said that he was going to get some tests done or whatnot. And then the family was going to have to make a decision. It was the last thing I read.
I can't handle it.
Right.
Okay, so, last week I was upset about Jeezy. And then it was like, as soon as we got finished recording, I go and I see this. And my sister, she was like, whenever she saw it, she was like, I know Chastity is having a rough week. She was like, her man get married, then her other one in the hospital. I am.
I just want to apologize now. She's not saying that him getting married is the same as somebody being in a coma. Okay, she's not saying it's
it's not, but my heart is still broken.
He was like, I already broke because he got married.
My heart got broken twice.
I know what you mean.
Twice in 1 week. But gosh. I hope that he makes it through. Like you said, you know, he's always struggled with drug addiction. It was something that was introduced to him at a young age that,
right.
If I remember correctly from his autobiography, I think somebody like laced something with the drugs. That's how he started using drugs. If you ever get a chance to read his autobiography, read it. It is really, 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 really good. Huh?
I don't know if I'm ready.
It's really good. And you kind of get like more of an insight on why he is the way he is. You know, like the whole, you know, whenever he came out, he was the, you know, you understand why he likes dogs, because that's all that he had, like growing up. That was the only like faithful friend that he had, was his dog.
Yeah. I would like to understand, like, because I know he seems like he comes from a place of hurt. And I get that. I say that because whatever that marriage show he was on with his wife or significant other, whatever it was, and his attitude was so bad. Like, I knew that he was like, but I didn't realize he was like, because sometimes in your mind you think, somebody tough, but some of that might be for the, you know, because who he is or whatever. But no, everything, I mean, he just said really hurtful things. He had a really bad attitude. So I was like, he has to have a story that I just don't know about. And I would love to know, like, you know, what happened and what made him the way he is. But I hope he pulls it through and able to, you know, finish the rest of his life the way he needs to.
Right. Me too.
Like, I hate for him to leave like this.
Yeah.
And not get a chance to live, you know, whatever he want, however he want to live. I'm not gonna say good because, you know, can't sit here and tell how somebody need to live, but but I don't want that to be his legacy. Is this it?
Right.
Like, he was a good rapper, man, but them drugs took him out. Like, and that's how people talk about people, and I hate that. That drugs don't make a person. Like,
right? Because I mean, I'm guilty of that with Whitney.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. But it's like, as soon as we know something bad about a celebrity or something, that's just like who they are. And I feel like part of that's part of the reason why people do stay in these lifestyles, is because if if that's all people gonna talk about, you might as well do it.
Right. Like, they're gonna talk about it anyway, so might as well keep doing it.
Right. It's already hard enough to be a celebrity. It's already hard enough to be in the spotlight. It's already their work is really hard. Like, I feel like people don't understand how hard it is to be an artist already.
Right.
And then all you want to do is down them.
Right. It looks easy, but I know that it's way harder than what it looks like. And then you got all the world is literally looking at your every step. Right. And a lot of the times they don't see like the good stuff, or we don't see the good stuff that they do, because it's not talked about, or we just don't see it. But as soon as something bad happens, then everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody knows about it. And I'm guilty of talking about it because some of this stuff be funny. And it was my soul.
But I mean, we know celebrities go through stuff because, I mean, most movies that you watch, most documentaries that have happened, most, you know, Lifetime movies or shows or series or whatever, we don't get those. We don't get a goody two shoes, hunky dory, ABC, EFG story. Like, it's drama, or they went through something, or they had a rough childhood, or they wasn't happy even though they acted like, or they strung out. Like, so those stories ain't coming from nothing. So
this is true.
So I mean, sometimes I'd be like, hey, I wonder what it'll be like to be famous, but I'm like, am I really ready for those problems?
I'm not. I'll probably be like Beyonce. In my little cul-de-sac somewhere. I know, but she be in her cul-de-sac somewhere, honey, in her oasis.
She do not be part of the drama. I give her that, but she stays in her little lane and pop out when it's time to work. Like, she do not.
And then go right back into her cocoon.
Honey. Next thing I know, she coming out with a project same day. Like, she do not play. Like, yeah, I give her that much. Like, she definitely do not, especially ever since that whole Solange and elevator mess happened. I don't think I've heard nothing since. Like, I mean, I'm not a Beehive fan like you are, but I don't think I've heard a scandal. Like, I mean, we hear stupid stuff, but I like a true scandal since
Right.
then.
Right. That wasn't really her. That was Solange and Jay-Z.
Well, you know, they said Solange was fighting Jay-Z because of her, though.
We're not going to discuss that. That was their own problems.
I like Solange. I actually like Solange better than
I do too. I love her.
I can't say nothing, but they say it was because of her. But anywho, we not going to. Right. But the one thing I did want to talk about is that I did not know that Niecy Nash married a woman. How did I miss this memo?
So I knew that, but I don't know how I knew that. Because I remember seeing the story recently, this week, I think. It was this week or last week. And when I read it, I was like, I thought that already happened. Or maybe I just remember her dating.
It happened like September of last year.
Okay. So I do remember that.
I never heard it.
I just never knew that Niecy Nash was straight and married to a man at one point in time.
She always been married to two men.
I did not know that. I just found that out this week.
But yeah, so she was on the Red Table Talk with her wife. She don't call her a wife though. She calls her a husband, which is a little weird. But with her woman. And she said this is the first woman, well, what I read, because I didn't watch it. Sorry. But this was the first woman she ever been with. She never thought that she was gay. She never lived that lifestyle before, but it was just something about this woman that brought her out. What do you think about that? Do you think like you could just pop up like your women? Like, I don't know.
I think that people always have, I think that some people, not all people, have the curiosity and they're afraid of the backlash. And they tend to, some people, I feel like some people are genuinely bisexual. They like both sexes equally the same. They tend to go with the one that society is supposed to make you go with. And then they sometimes come out of their little cocoon and go with whomever they really like.
Right.
Other people, I think they've known all their life that they was attracted to the same sex, but was scared to live outside of what society deems as the norm. And they go and be in heterosexual relationships and not happy. And then eventually they go to the homosexual relationship or whatever, and they're happy and they're like, oh, it just happened out the blue. But I think they've just always been like that and they got tired of living by society. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the comments that she made was that she said, I've dated men all my life. I married a couple of them. But she said this was the first time in my life that I ever felt fully seen. So she's saying she was attracted to her soul. Like, she's a good person. She's considerate. She sees me for who I am, set me for who I am. And that's why I'm married to her. And then she kind of jokingly, I read that she jokingly was like, but the LBGQ, whatever, TQI, elemental P. I don't know. She jokingly said that. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. She jokingly said that they haven't like accepted her yet or whatever.
Crazy. I always thought that she was gay or LGBTQ plus. I always thought that she was in that realm. I never knew that she was labeled as, I guess, heterosexual. I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Married to a man twice.
The things you find out.
Right.
Maybe I just always knew that she knew that. Maybe I just always knew that she was attracted to women. She just didn't know yet.
Oh man. Well, Jada actually said in the interview that she has been attracted or had a crush or something on women at least twice in her life, in her 20s. I'm like, did you do anything?
Just in your 20s, girl. I'm 36. I still see some. I'm like,
you stupid. You stupid. I mean, women are very pretty and I can see it, you know. I personally don't know if I can lick anything, so that's why I couldn't. But nothing against it. I'm just saying I don't know if I can do it, but I feel like it would be really awkward.
I got a friend. She was telling me about her first threesome experience. And she was like, at first, she was like so excited. She was like, yeah, she gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. They go out, have a good time, get drunk or whatever, get back. And she was like, by the time she got back to the house, she had kind of sobered up a little bit after she took a shower and stuff. And she was like, she got in the bed and she looked down at the girl and she got sick and couldn't do it.
Wow. Yeah.
I need to see if we can have her on to see if she done went back down that lane again and able to do it.
Yeah, I just don't foresee me being able to. But I mean, you know, like I say, I ain't knocking nobody, but you know, teach his own. Live your life. Yeah, I can't see it. I know what go on with women bodies. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Shit, men, they just shake. They don't dry. They just shake it.
Yeah, you're right. But that's just
and then they put their penis back in their pants and pull up their pants, and the penis goes backwards, almost close to your asshole.
You know what? I'm done. Ask your question. I ain't messing with you. I'm not messing with you. I'm so done.
Okay. All right. So I have a legit serious question. And pretty much everybody that has answered the question has answered it a way that I pretty much know that makes sense. So I need somebody to make it make sense. Why is it that especially Black people get upset that Caucasians or other people do not wash their chicken, but then we, as a whole society that I know of, do not wash ground meat?
Well, I don't get upset, so I don't understand that part. But salmonella is real when it comes to chicken, so it has to be washed. Ground beef, you actually can eat it and it not be cooked all the way. I don't. But chicken is one of the meats that you have to be really careful about.
Okay, so what about ground chicken? Well, ground chicken, ground turkey. Yeah, people don't wash that.
Yeah, you're right. But I think ground turkey is processed differently. Like technically, I think with like regular chicken, they literally take the feathers off, make sure it ain't clucking, and put it in the pack. Like I don't think it's a whole bunch that goes into it. Like a
little bit more than that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's like ground turkey has already been processed and it goes through a machine and you know whatever they do to make it. So maybe that's the difference.
It goes through. I don't know. It goes through a whole extra machine. Like I get it. I've always washed my meat because that's the way I was always taught. Right. But then I thought about it. I was like, why don't we wash ground meat? Like if it's disgusting as a whole meat, I guess, why isn't it disgusting as ground meat?
Right, I don't know.
And if you don't have to wash one, why do you have to wash and clean the other one?
I mean, I guess you don't have to do nothing, but we do.
Well, I mean, in food services, I learned that you don't have to wash like chicken because it does cause cross-contamination and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I still do it because
a certain way and all this. They make you store things like when it comes to chicken. Now, everything else is like it is what it is, but whatever it is about chicken, you have to be really careful. But I don't really know why. I don't wash ground beef. But technically, if you cook stuff at a certain temperature, it kills germs, right?
Right.
So I wonder why that ain't the same for chicken. We have to do some research and see.
It is the same for chicken. It's just that we have always been taught that you're supposed to clean it because you got to get rid of the impurities and all that kind of stuff, which I totally understand because whenever you do clean chicken, you see a whole bunch of shit come off of it. So I understand. But if you cook it to its right temperature, the way it's supposed to be, you would think that whatever stuff is in there is gonna get killed.
Right. You think
we should have had a chef on.
Right. But chicken, you can, if you get sick sometime, it still has blood on it. So in my mind, maybe that's why ground meats and stuff don't really have blood. At least the ones I buy. Now somebody might buy some.
I don't think I've ever seen it. If I ever see blood, it ain't like that much to make me go,
Right. But sometimes you can get chicken and you can see the blood like around the bone areas and stuff. So that's why I think they don't really do much to it at the plate. I think they literally just take the feathers off, cut it, put it in the pack and go. Like, oh, they do a bunch.
They do, and they spray it with ammonia. They do a whole bunch of disgusting stuff. I think if we ever get a chance to like talk to somebody that works in a chicken plant, that like seeing the process from beginning to end, we probably wouldn't even eat meat.
Probably not. It's funny. My mama said her first job was at some type of chicken processing plant or whatever. And whatever part of the job that she had to be the one to cut the head off the chicken. And she was like, she was gone in 2 hours.
Like, I don't even think I would have made it that long.
Y'all can have this.
It probably would have took me 2 hours to get that one neck cut off. Right. And then I was like, what? I can't do this.
Which now I think they may like make them calm and whatever before they cut it off. But I think back then, that's before our time, they probably would just get it off the ground. Right. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Now that you did that, she said it wasn't that they was cutting it off. They like did some kind of thing. Yeah, nah.
My great grandma used to do that. She used to do it. She would, if she was still alive, she would go out there and catch a chicken and do all that with no problem. She was a little thug, little 4 foot nothing lady.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. I don't think I could look at any animal and see them alive and then be eating them the next day. Like, I don't think I can do that. Like, not doubting that I'm one of them people who think, or feel that, animals are people too, and none of that. I ain't saying none of that. I'm just saying. About to come and get us. I know, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's just something about knowing that it was just walking outside yesterday and coming in and you eating it.
Child, listen,
weird for me.
We used to have a cookout every year. I think we still do have it on my daddy's side of the family. And I know, like, whenever I was younger, we used to have like the whole pig or whatever. But by the time we would get there, the pig done got cooked and cut up. So I ain't never seen the whole pig.
Mm-hmm.
One year I had to go down there early, like I think the day before or something like that, to drop something off or pick something up from down there. And I seen that doggone pig on that thing just rolling around. I would not eat it. They was like, you want some? I'm good.
I'm good.
I am good. I do not want it.
Yeah. I'm a little weird about some foods anyway. Like, I used to get picked on because I wouldn't eat poke salad. But you ain't never heard of poke salad?
I feel like I have. What is it?
Whatever it is, it come off the side of the road and it's fertilized by doo-doo is what I know.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
but ain't poke salad like something, if you don't fix it right, it could kill you, right? Ain't that poke salad?
In my mind, yeah. It probably could. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm like, I'm not eating that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just weird. I don't like pig feet. I think I used to eat a little bit of chitlins back in the day, but I don't eat chitlins.
I love chitlins. Mm-mm. But I ain't eating no pig feet, which is stupid. I know, but
I ain't had a good neck bone in a while though. You cook neck bones?
I made some good neck bones, girl.
I'm about to come over.
I'll let you know the next time. Kids be turning them.
Right, my grandma used to turn some neck bones and rice, honey. But yeah, I'm weird anyway. Like pig feet, the way it feels.
Pig feet just looks disgusting.
It frees me out.
I know we're fat and we look like we don't miss a meal. But
that part.
But we're actually some very picky eaters.
Right. Very much so. Very much so. Oh man. Well, y'all, people out there watching, y'all let us know why we have to watch chicken. What's the difference? between chicken
What
and
is
all
the
that.
difference? And don't come to me about if you wash grilled meat, it's gonna make it soggy. I know that. I just want to know.
Well, she just
Why
wants
we
to know
don't
what
wash
the
it.
difference is. You want to know what the
And
difference
look,
is.
I was like, before I posed the question, because I had put the question on Facebook first, because I was like, I know somebody is going to come on there and be like, I wash my ground meat. And this is why I feel like this is a lie.
The truth ain't in you.
Right. Because I went through some very famous cooking people and looked at them make hamburgers, lasagna, spaghetti, and all this kind of stuff. I think I looked at like 5 or 6 different celebrity chefs and stuff like that, just to see if they washed their meat, their ground meat. And none of them did. And I was like, okay, so I know that this is not normal. And if more people did it, that probably is going to lie and say that they do it. Then how come nobody has ever said anything to those people about them not cleaning their meat? Because they will speak up in a heartbeat whenever somebody, you don't know if the person washed their chicken before they got on the screen. They could have washed their chicken before they got on the screen. They're like, you ain't wash your chicken. Right. So I was like, I know people don't wash their ground beef. And if they do, they'll lie their feet thinking they don't love Jesus.
One post I had seen one time, it was so funny. It was one of them "what's wrong with this picture" type post. And the person had some good old food on there, some fried chicken and greens and macaroni and stuff. And you got to looking closer and they had cooked the fried chicken, but put it back on top of that little bloody, that little bloody part of the bacon.
But the chicken looked real pretty, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I'm like, oh, that looked good. But they had to just lay it up on that bloody tail.
It took me a minute to see that. I was like, I don't see nothing wrong with this. But I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I think we watch the chicken. No, I don't know. But I mean, we eat food all the time that we don't see is prepared. So I don't know why. When it comes to some people or certain whatever it is that we freak out, but we go to restaurants all the time. We don't know what's happening in that kitchen.
Oh, child, people kill me with that stuff. And the people think that just because it is like a 5-star restaurant or whatever, that everybody is following protocols and they're all clean and all this kind of stuff. Have you ever looked at like Bar Rescue and stuff like that, and you see like some really nice restaurants on there, and you see them people back there cooking? I'm like, like I probably wouldn't go over to their house and eat if I saw them out in person. You know, like there'll probably be somebody, he'd be like, hey, yeah, I'm cooking up tomorrow, girl, come over. I'm like, I'm not going over to Buster's house. But then Buster back there cooking at Billy Hanna's.
I when I was in high school, I ain't gonna say the name, but I worked at a place that was not for regular food. And that cook was nasty. You hear me? I won't never forget one time he cut his finger. I don't know if it was at work or if he cut it at home or whatever the case may be, but he cut his finger and it was really bad. Like we was telling him to go to the hospital, but he would not go for whatever reason. And he was back there preparing the food and he had on gloves, but he had on like 2 or 3 gloves, but the blood was pooling in the glove. And he just kept like every now and then he would snatch the glove off, not wash his hands, put more gloves on. And I'm like, it could be a hole in that glove or anything. And he didn't live the best life there.
So
it might have been in that blood.
Right.
Literally. And it was at a place where it wasn't like me and you that would eat it. It was people that had money eating there. So
of course. That's how it is.
But he was nasty. He would drop food on the floor and pick it up and just like rinse it out real quick and cook it. Like, yeah, he was nasty. Anytime we ate, we prepared our own stuff. Okay. We didn't let him make nothing.
He's like, I cook it now. I got it.
Right.
I don't need you to do it. That's why whenever you just said that about the gloves, that's why when you know how some people freak out, like if they go to a restaurant and they be like, oh, they didn't have on gloves, and I be like, just because somebody has on gloves doesn't necessarily mean that the gloves are clean. So why are y'all so up in arms about gloves? Like if the person is not washing their hands in between taking gloves off and then they put some more gloves on, it's still nasty.
Right. Exactly. And you know, gloves are not concrete. They can tear. So it's not like that's the end all be all. They got gloves on, we good. No, that's not how it works.
Some people think that.
Try being a CNA. You know how many gloves out of toe wiping people butt? Okay.
Child. Nails hang straight out.
Especially at them places who don't want to order no latex, don't order vinyl. You know how many places I don't wear that? Them cheap ass gloves, excuse my language. And that's usually what you see in restaurants. You don't see latex, you see them cheap tail, either them big like perm gloves is what I call them. Or them vinyls.
That you can barely get on.
Right.
Yeah.
Honey, no. Yeah, my finger with them gloves many a times, okay? Minty.
Sometimes can you get it all the way
white. Right in mid-white.
Right.
So yeah, no.
This finger has seen a lot of shit.
Thanks. Oh man, that's why I'm not a CNA no more. Shout out to the CNAs out there. I did my tour is what I call it. I did my tour. I'm done. I didn't re-sign up.
Well, my crazy behind going back in it. I miss it. I'm just doing it as a little part-time thing.
People, I don't miss the work.
Yeah.
I miss the people though. It was never a dull moment. I give it that.
I tell you, we're gonna have to do an episode on we need to do an episode of the craziest things that happened in the nursing home that we dealt with.
Yes. Oh, we got plenty of friends that we could bring on a group and just tell our crazy tale stories. Honey. Residents with dementia driving off and hitting people and running and honey. All kind of women in there, a 90-year-old giving head to a 60-year-old. Had them teeth laying on the nightstand. All kinds of stories. All kinds. I done seen it all. I done seen residents get abused. I done seen just you name it. You name it. I've seen it all. Mm-hmm. It's a mess. But anywho, I thought I would end on a lighter note and get two Facebook posts that I seen. The first one is just a picture. And the picture says, I was so distracted by the pants that I didn't notice that 186-month-old baby in the cart.
Lord Jesus.
Why did she think wearing them pants was cute? I thought that was her skin for the longest.
I did too. Like I'm still trying to. I'm asking the stuff at the bottom, but I'm still trying to figure. Are we sure that those are not socks at the bottom? What man. In the world? She
got on some flesh tone leggings.
They were real flesh tone, like real flesh tone.
Like literally, but is that a grown person in the car or is that a child?
I ain't gonna judge that. I don't know that child's situation. It might be a reason why that child is in there. I'm gonna judge those pants.
You is definitely right. I swear the things you see at Walmart sometimes are amazing. I used to just look up those pictures at Walmart posted. People just wear
anything.
Oh my God.
Love Walmart just for that reason.
That was cute. I even see a little dimple in the back of the leg. Little. The only reason why you know they leggings because of the bottom, because that little
that's the only reason.
At the bottom. I think I got some leggings like that. I got it $1 in them, but they black. I ain't crazy.
Should have got them a caramel color.
Y'all ain't coming for me in these streets, okay? Not coming for me.
I like your leggings, girl.
I just don't understand. Like, people really get dressed and look in the mirror and say, "Oh, this is cute." I don't get it. Like,
I don't know. I've done that before.
You know how many times I done changed my clothes? I did not play.
And I'll be like, I see a picture and I'm like, why do you think that look good?
That's where you need a real good friend, boyfriend, or husband to be like, you got something else?
Like, why did I think that look good? Pimps mess up too.
Oh man, here go the other post that I seen that was kind of interesting. Get your take.
Should turn on the air. Oh, it's a long story. Yeah. Okay.
It says, good morning, y'all. So my baby daddy just did 4 years and he get out in 6 days. And I was pregnant when he went in. So he is expecting a 4-year-old son when he get out. But I ain't got one. And I'm just so stressed about it because IDK how the TF I'm going to have a 4-year-old in 6 effing days. He going to beat the out of me. If anybody got a brown skin 4-year-old little boy with dreads, please borrow him and I will give him back when that nigga go back to jail. It's like, so many things wrong with this post. So many things wrong. First of all, was you pregnant or not?
Okay.
Because if you had just lost the baby, then you could just say, I just lost the baby. But she not saying she lost the baby. She's saying I was pregnant when he went in now and I ain't never had no baby. So that to me sounds like she lied.
She lied. He must have been a dope dealer. She just wanted the dope dealer money and she lied. And then she kept it going. And then his family ain't hitting on. No, because she was showing, well, who? Where the little dreadhead boy come at that she was sending pictures of? If he think that the baby got dreads. Like, ma'am, who have you been using this whole 4 years? Use that child.
I am so confused. Like, I don't understand. So, yeah, she obviously, like you said, maybe he's a drug dealer or something, and she done been, and maybe his little minions been working for her, and she getting the money while he in there. So, I don't know. Why would you continue to lie about having a baby?
I am
with somebody in prison. Like, I don't get it.
And then you done sat there and waited for 4 doggone, listen, 4 hours. That's all you got in jail fooling with me. 4 hours. That's as long as I'm waiting.
Honey, let's be real. It's got to be some money involved. Like, she didn't stay there for 4 years for nothing. She ain't saying I'm holding him down. I love him. I'm a ride or die. She's saying I've been lying to this nigga.
For 4 years.
And then she's assuming that he just gonna go back to jail.
I think he killed her for lying about little JoJo. He ran here telling people, yeah, I'm ready to get out. Gotta go see little man. Know his locks done got long. Whole time little man ain't even real.
Honey. And at first I was like, maybe this is just her playing. Like, this is a funny post. But nowhere in her post is she LOLing, laughing, smiley face. None of that. This heifer is telling the truth. Well, in this post. She ain't telling him the truth.
Child. Ghetto. Okay. I don't know what to say. I just.
You got nothing. You got nothing.
I have nothing. Because I ain't gonna lie about being pregnant. Anybody got time for that? It's too much stress.
Pregnant is too.
Didn't want to do
pregnancy is real, okay? Pregnancy is real.
And it's tiresome.
Yeah. So what? So just to lead off with it, what do you think that they are actually going to forgive $50,000 worth of student loans, or do you think Joe just went high so he gets something?
I feel like they could. I don't think it's going to happen. The reason why I think it's not going to happen is because it would help too many people of color. Even though it'll help white people as well.
I was about to say
it's gonna help too many people of color, and that's honestly why I feel like it won't pass. If I'm being honest,
I don't know. I think they actually implemented it because there's a lot of people not on color that's in debt too, though. I don't think I feel us they would be considering it. I'm just being real, like. Give me if you want to, but a lot of times when they say this stuff, it's usually because they getting affected too. That's all I'm saying.
This is true. This is very, very true. That is true, my friend. Yes,
I mean, I know he said this in his campaign that he was gonna, forgive student loans, but he had said 10. I thought he said 10,000 originally. I don't know where.
That's what I thought too. Who said 50?
That's what I mean. I get Apple News email every day.
Oh.
He said it on there that he like submitted it. Of course, it still got to go through all the chains of commands or whatever. But I was like, 50,000 would help me a lot. Okay.
Ooh, I think it'll wipe mine out if I get 50.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm starting some new ones. Well, no, I'm not. I take that back. I ain't started any new ones.
God.
But yeah, I think that will wipe me out completely. I might have like $10,000 left over after that.
I think I owe 56, so I have 6 left. I think that's what I owe.
Go ahead, Joe. Get it done. Money back, Joe. Do what you gotta do.
One of my coworkers, and she ain't one of us, and she owes like $198,000. That's why I said I think they considering it because she.
It would be nice though. I feel like college costs entirely too much.
I don't think you should have to pay for college. I don't think that's a scam. Either. Like in other countries, they don't pay for it.
Right.
Like,
this is true.
Want somebody to better themselves, but they got to pay money to do it. Like that's stupid. Right.
And then a lot of the people that like have degrees and stuff, they don't make. I mean, some people make good money, and then some of them don't. It honestly depends on what field you get into. But then, if you make really good money, you still got buku student loans. So half of your money is going to student loans. So probably whenever you break that down, you probably making $15, $20 an hour.
Right. Right. There's definitely a lot of, I mean, there is some degrees out there that where you make money, like regardless, like engineers or technical people, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But the positions where you should make good money, you don't. Like teachers make crap. I make more than a teacher.
Right.
Like crap. Like it makes no sense. I don't understand it at all. But you want to push people to be more teachers and police officers. Police officers don't make that great of money. They got great benefits. They got great benefits, but they don't make bukus, and they out there risking their life every day.
Mm-hmm. This is very, very true. Very true.
And you wonder why they don't care. Like, to be a teacher, you got to care. But you want to know why.
Police officer, you should care.
You would think. Should.
And for teachers, you would think that they should care, but some of them don't.
To deal with some of these kids today, in today's world, you got to care.
But some of them still don't care.
Well, I ain't met none that don't care. Now I met some that slappy or don't know what they doing. But I ain't met one that don't care yet.
Some of them still don't care. They still don't care. They put on a good front. I got I got teachers in my family. And one of them is I guess all of them might be in a group, but in a group of teachers around I think it's just North Carolina teachers, but you should see some of that stuff they be saying in there. It's ridiculous.
Oh man.
It is ridiculous. And I'll be like that's y'all safe space. I'm okay with, it's fine to have your safe space to be able to talk and stuff, but you can tell that a lot of them, they not in it for the love of it. They in it because
be in it for the money.
Well, I mean, you think about a lot of people that do CNA. That
you right about this, honey. They don't make no money, but it's a lot of them don't need to be on CNA either.
Right.
Like for real.
I heard now that you got to write a whole essay for CNAs. I don't know how true that is. Who was I talking to that told me this? But they said that they know somebody that just got certified in CNA and they had to do a whole essay.
I ain't never heard that.
Me either.
Maybe it depends on where you do it.
That could be it. I didn't ask. Who was I talking? I gotta find out who I was talking to so I can ask some more questions.
Yeah, maybe it depends on like which program you go through or something. But I don't know. They don't make enough money either though, so I can understand why they could be touch salty. But I just personally, no matter what I'm making, couldn't be cruel to people.
Right.
Like I ain't saying that I ain't human and I ain't want to cuss nobody out, or I might have left them sitting on the toilet a little longer than they supposed to because they done cuss me out. I ain't saying that I ain't human by no means, but just to be straight up, just there and don't care. And I've seen a lot of that, especially in nursing homes. That's why I always worked in assisted livings, because I'm like, at least we do kind of care. Like, for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we make less money than them, but at least we had a little bit, you know.
But nursing homes, they had you got like, you know, whenever, have you ever, you done worked in a nursing home before. So
very shortly, but yeah.
I can remember one day I came to work. Okay, so a good day is 10 residents, 10 patients, 10 residents that you got to get up, get dressed and everything. That's an absolute good day.
Good day, right. Right.
Try coming in and finding out that you got 20. I think I had 20 in all. It was between 20 and 30 that was split between 2 different halls.
Yeah.
And nobody was helping answer the call, like, on either hall for you. And then the family members getting mad at you because you're not coming to their family member in time. Like, it wasn't like I was lollygagging and not doing anything. Like, I'm literally helping somebody.
Right.
You know? And I think that was like my last week there. I was like, I can't do this. I got to go.
Yeah. I worked in a nursing home when I was in college. For like 3 months, and then whenever I went on break, they told me to come back, and I was like, "F this," because we was always shorthanded. Like, somebody always called out or didn't show up or whatever, and I got, like you said, 2 halls worth of people. I might well have 15 to 20 people, and 12 of them was bed. Like, you had to get a where you live. You know, like, it was way too much. By the time I would finish my round, it was time to start over. Like, it was just ridiculous. So then that's when I knew that I wouldn't be doing it the rest of my life for the first time. But then a couple of years ago, I said I wanted to keep my CNA license, and I just want to make a little extra change so I can go work third shift, you know, or second shift at one, make a little money, keep my CNA license. And the last day I was, it was 2 straws. The first straw was I was shorthanded one night. They decided to take it wasn't shorthanded because somebody called out. They just decided that the census was low and they had too many workers. So they just decided to call people and tell them not to come in. So I got there one night and I had like 22 people, and they wanted me to get up 10 of them before I left. Like,
so how was the census low if you got that many people?
That part, I'm like, so that means you need to stretch some of these people out or something. Because you saying that we low, but I got 22 people. Something ain't added. So they would get mad at me because it was like either I couldn't do my paperwork because they told us, even if your relief was not there, leave because you're not allowed to get extra time. So I was like, it was just wrong all the way around. So that was the first straw. I literally sent a whole email to the administrator, the corporate people, and said, y'all can kiss my tail. I ain't say it like this, but pretty much y'all can kiss my tail. I'm not doing this. Y'all ought to be shaming yourself. It don't make no sense for somebody to have this many residents. It's not feasible. And then you want them to do it. I just went in and told them they just don't even call me no more. And then of course they called me in and said we would never do this again. And they actually restaffed the nursing home, which was kind of funny. I think that was probably because Pace had a contract with them. But anyway, we're not gonna go there. But that was the first straw. And in the second straw, there was literally a new person who had came in that day. We was on a rehab hall. It was like second shift. We were shorthanded again. It was 2 nurses on the hall, but they would not answer bells for nothing. Like, they said that is not what they're going to do. And one of the new family members was literally in the room bawling because her dad was on the toilet for 45 minutes. When I say bawling, like, she's in there trying to help him get off. She in there hurting her back, like, bawling. I was like, y'all can have this. I'm good. Like,
that's crazy.
But yeah, and that was 45 minutes after he finished, so that didn't even count the time he was on there doing with his business. Like, the call bell literally went off for 45 minutes. And the nurse sitting out in the hallway on her phone on Facebook. I was like, all right. I'm good. I literally finished my shift and turned my badge in to the nurse and said, y'all have a good life.
Right. I pray. I know that I would never be that type of nurse. I know I won't, because that ain't in my heart.
Right.
But I just pray that I never turn into that type of nurse. Because some of the nurses was amazing that I worked with, and some of them was pure piss. I remember, this right here, my last story, but I was working in a nursing home and I was in a room with this pretty big size lady. So of course it took me a long time to do her because it was hard to turn her over and everything. So I'm in there trying to get her cleaned up or whatever, giving her bath. And I hear a light going off. I don't know it's my light because I'm in there doing something anyway.
Right.
So the nurse comes and knocks on the door, walks all the way over there where I'm at, opened the curtain, was like, such and such needs some ice. Don't you hear that call bell ringing? I said, you walked past the ice tray
to come in here
and tell me that. So you could have just got him some ice. That's not my job. What? I was like, so you're just going to come in here while I'm in the middle of doing something and just bypass him and not give him ice? That doesn't make sense. So we ended up getting into a whole argument in the room because she had pissed me off. So then she was like, I'm going to turn you in. You ain't got to, ma'am. So Miss Lula, I'm going to be right back. Let me go up here and talk to the DON real quick. So I went up to the front. She went up there, she up there talking or whatever. I told the DON, I was like, does it make sense to walk past the ice tray? Go in the man's room, ask him what he wants. Instead of getting the ice pitcher and you walk past the ice tray, you're going to walk all the way past that, come down 3 more rooms to come in a room where I'm in there giving somebody a bath instead of you just getting sex. I was like, what type of sense does that make? And the DON was like, why couldn't you get the ice?
Nope. That part. That part.
She was like, yeah, bitch. I was right. You could have got the ice. You wasted all this time. But on my way up there to tell the DON, I went on and gave him his ice, which you could have done in the first place. Lazy
Which
helpful.
That's not a priority either. You could have just turned the light off and said, I'll let her know and she'd get here when she could. You could have just got the ice. But if you wouldn't, that's not, I'm in the middle of a bath. Bath ice. Like, come on, this not really lining up.
You already know this lady take forever, and if I leave out of here and she have done, she gonna call my name the whole doggone day. She was somebody that I had to make sure was fixed from A to Z. Otherwise, she would call my name.
Look.
That's all I heard. I go in there, I'm like, what is it? I can't breathe. Not the way you yelling, ma'am. You can't breathe.
That part. Sound like you got plenty of air in them lungs to me. Okay. I always had people remember my name too. People who couldn't even remember who they was. But remember my name. That one resident that you told I was dead to. He knew my name good, but he didn't even know where he was at. He didn't even know the name of the place he's sitting in, but he knew my name. I guess that's a testament that you good at your job, maybe. But.
And you're memorable. You is special, honey. You is special.
Yeah, folks. She told somebody I was dead.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that on the CNA on the nursing home episode. Y'all go tune into that because that's gonna be hilarious.
Honey, that's gonna be fun. We need to bring back the Coventry House crew. Just bring them all.
That would be.
But
somebody be like this. They be talking. I'm like,
was you there that time I spit in that girl food? But thanks for tuning in to another episode of Occasionally Posh. Please make sure you go like, subscribe, follow, comment. Tell your friends, family, loved ones about us. And let us know what you think. We're gonna put together an episode where we talk about our craziness,
Hey, the Christians. Okay. This heathen would never do that.
I ain't always. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.